Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. This week we're in a lovely remote part of the Peak District. Well worth a visit. The only thing is there are very few paths in this area, so I was doing quite a bit of heather and bilberry bashing to get to this location, but it's well worth getting to and exploring if you get the chance. So on the task this week, I want you to identify three things. So one is, what is this feature that I've highlighted in red? So it's the water feature or the drainage line just beyond this spur coming down. So that's the first thing. Then can we identify the precise location where I took the photograph from? And thirdly, can you work out the elevation of the photo location? So height above sea level in meters. The map that we're using this week is the Harvey Maps Superwalker 1 to 25,000 of the Dark Peak, and I've got an agreement with Harvey's to use the maps for these tasks. So somewhere on there is the feature that I've circled and the location where I was when I took the photo. Now towards the end of the video I'll put some correct answers that I received on social media, so you might be lucky if you answered it correctly at the time of recording. Anyway, let's have a look at that photograph. So what can we see? So let's have a look at the natural features to start with. So I'm on some ground that immediately drops away down into what we maybe assume is a stream down here, and then there's a rise and this spur coming down, beyond which is probably another stream drainage line. We could call this a reentrant, and it looks like these two join together just out of sight in dead ground just down here, flowing off to the right as we look. Then we've got another area of middle ground gradually dropping down to the right as we look, beyond which looks like there's probably another drainage feature in here. Then we've got this flat plateau here running left to right, and then away in the far distance rocky ground with a drop off on the right hand side and flat on the top to the left as we look. And then the man-made feature that I'm stood on is a fence line, and we can see at this point just in front of me it's got a distinctive kink off to the left, dropping down into this drainage feature here. So can we see any of that? Okay, so let's think about that big high ground in the distance, the rocky high ground with a drop on the right hand side as we looked. So that's going to be this Griner stones. So let's just see if we can compare that. Okay, so we've got a side-by-side view here. So this flat rocky high ground here with a drop down to the right is this Griner stones. See the contours dropping away and becoming further apart down to the right, which means that this big flat plateau here to the south of Griner stones is this big flat plateau there, which makes this drainage line in here that's hidden in dead ground, that is that feature there, which means that the ground in front of this drainage line, so this ridge or spur coming down here flat at the top and then dropping steeper, is this coming down into here, which means that this drainage feature that we're looking for here is this here, and then this bit of ground here with this spur dropping off in front of that drainage line is this ground coming down here. So this drainage line that's out of sight here is this one. So we've got to be on here somewhere, looking over in a northeasterly direction. Okay, so can we see the man-made feature this on the map? Well, on Harvey maps, depending on whether it's a maintained or non-maintained boundary, fence or wall line, it's either a grey or black line. So we see we've got a grey line coming along here, so this is the fence line, and look, there is this subtle kink, a very subtle kink in the angle of the fence there. So that there is that there. Okay, so far. Okay, back to the map, and the third question is, what was the elevation? How high above sea level was I when the photo was taken? Now, on Harvey maps, the contours are in 15-metre intervals. They go up in increments of 15. And we can see here this bold contour, this index contour, is 450 metres. So the next one up has got to be 465. The next one up has got to be 480. And then the next one up has got to be 495. So this one here is the 495 contour, and I was stood just slightly up above that little kink in the fence line. So, you know, we could say that I'm just at or above 495 meters. So in terms of people who gave correct answers at the time of recording, well done to Rob Harper, well done Colin Buckley, Mick James, you got it right as well. Antonio, a new commenter, was not quite there, but hopefully, Antonio, if you're watching, you can understand what you got slightly wrong. In terms of the top answers, some correct answers with annotations, let's have a look. So we got this one from Nick, who's a regular contributor. He's saying that the feature is the tributary of the River West End that flows due south from the 525 contour, and the photo is taken at 497 metres above sea level, so very precise. So he's highlighted there the feature. And he's even saying that he's taken mid-morning, judging by direction of shadows on the fence posts. So yeah, and he's put a little circle there where he was, and we were looking over to Griner Stone. So well done, Nick. And also we've got a correct answer from Rob Chalk. He's saying the feature is the reentrant marked, and he's gone to the trouble of marking the reentrant there and putting a circle around it. Viewed from the boundary fence, which is circled a few meters away from where it changes direction and crosses the 495 contour. So again, he's got the answers correct there. So apologies if I missed you out, if I didn't get your answer in time. Well done if you answered. Well done if you answered and got it wrong. It doesn't matter, at least you're engaging, and hopefully you can see what you got wrong. But anyway, thanks for watching. Look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.